So good morning. Tell me a little about yourself and your business.
Yes, good morning. My name is Ross Porter. I own a company called, co-own a company called Podium. We have 10 now different business brands within our business. We build apps, online ordering systems, websites, web stores, social media presence, staffing, booking. The list goes on and on. So we cover quite a lot of solutions for a lot of businesses digitally across the world.
All right, and how long have you been doing this for, Ross?
This business, we started 7 years ago. We turned 7 there in January, and what we evolved initially by a drink and an idea, and then it's grown and it evolves every day. So yeah, it's been pretty good. We're now across 30 countries, and we cover every industry across the world in every different business. So it's pretty cool.
Fantastic. Sounds like a great growth story. And when you were growing up, is this what you always wanted to do?
No, definitely not. Whenever I grew up, I actually wanted to be involved as a youth worker, involved in the church, and to help people and to, again, work with youth. Yeah, I did want to do it on a global scale at that time, work across the States. And it was one of those things that I was very much for. And then I ended up getting married way back then, and it sort of put a stop to it. And I sort of fell into sales, and haven't looked back. And it's just evolved with different businesses that I've been involved with over the years. My strength is I've helped grow a lot of brands throughout the whole of the UK and Ireland. And I've also worked with some of the top companies in the UK and Ireland. So yeah, unintentionally, I have learned as I've grown, and it's worked very well.
Excellent. So who would be your ideal customer?
Our ideal customer is everybody and anybody. We deal with from the small shop corner down the street to the big global giants. What we do is provide digital solutions for businesses, and pardon the pun, hence the name Podium. We give customers a podium for them to express their business, to grow their brand, to increase their marketing portfolio, obviously to make money, but also to engage with the customers. And they're the key aspects of what we do. And we've been doing it, as I say, we originally did it for schools, and we found a very niche market there. We then brought it across to Northern Ireland. And at that stage, a lot of the big schools were interested because it was a way that a parent could communicate better with a school and vice versa, but also give a bit of ownership to the child. But unfortunately, whenever we brought it across here, a lot of the schools were owned by the government, and then the government collapsed. So we then had to react, and the way we reacted was, how could we help different businesses with what we had built already? And we came up with working with nightclubs, restaurants, takeaways, then bars, then sports teams, tattooists, you name it, we did it. And we've since from that day been providing digital solutions for every business across the world.
And of the actions that you've taken relating to the pandemic, are there any that will remain as part of your business on an ongoing basis?
Yeah, one of the most exciting things we were known for, because our original name is Podium Apps, was developing bespoke apps and softwares. And apps, as I said, was something that you normally downloaded on your phone, and then you ended up deleting it. The reason being there was no engagement. So what we decided to do at that was build a platform that businesses could engage directly with the customers. And one of the niche markets when we first started was hospitality, and especially in the takeaway and food market. And we were asked then daily by lots of restaurants, and it could be from pizzerias to kebab shops to fish and chips, you name it, to build an app, which we did. But at that stage, we had no interest in building like online ordering systems, especially for our own branding. And what happened was we built our system, but we'd actually partnered with the likes of Just Eat and Deliveroo because they were the biggest of what they did. We weren't trying to reinvent the wheel, but at that stage, these companies charged lower commissions. And then as we grew and they grew, lots of businesses loved our apps because they could send out push messages to all of their customers. And the difference between a push message and going on to social media is that if you have 1,000 people on social media and they're your customers and they like and follow you. After a time, Facebook will limit the reach that you can do that. So if you send a message out, it only goes to 3 to 5% of those 1,000 of your actual customers. So what we decided to do was, if we built our apps and they had the push messages, every customer that downloads your app, if you send a message out and they have accepted push messages, which 95% of people will do, then what will happen is they will receive that push message on their phone, and it's a quicker way to engage directly, opposed to send a message out in Facebook or other social media channels and only hitting 30 people of your 1,000 customers. So yeah, that has grown massively. But whenever we were looking at the app side, then customers kept coming back to us and saying, look, we love your apps, but we don't like dealing with the bigger players because they're taking too much commission. And they kept asking us, would we develop an online ordering system? And the simple answer I had to them was no. I could not be bothered or had any interest in any shape or form to do that. But then as we grew from business to business, then industry to industry, and then country to country. There was more of a demand for it, whether it was wholesale, retail, manufacturing, whether it was sports merchandise, whether it was clothing brands, you name it. So we ended up biting the bullet and creating our own online ordering platform. And at that stage, sometimes I bite my tongue now, but at that stage we went into the market and we said, well, it's a platform for our customers. One thing we're going to charge is 0% commission. So they just paid a subscription fee, not a percentage fee. And that meant that if you sold £100 or £1 million or £2 million, you just kept paying the same fee. And lots of customers liked that idea. So we started doing that. The second big thing was we were not the experts of it. And this is how Podium works. Podium is built as the company, myself and Kieran, and we're very much strategists, and I'm the driving force of the sales and growing the brands and the business. Kieran is as well, but Kieran also comes up with different ideas. We don't build it ourselves, but we have our own team of developers that do that. So the way that we work is it's a nice fusion together, whereas the majority of tech companies out there, they have their tech guys who'll go in and try and speak to someone. And if they're not business-wise, it just goes completely over their head. Whereas we approach people, or customers approach us, thankfully now, because our brand's so big. And we sit with them and say, listen, well, what is your journey? What are you trying to achieve? And we grow as they grow. It's not what we want of them, it's what they want of us. So we don't go in and sell them a full suite of things. Eventually, they'll add more things onto it. So from doing that, with our online ordering system, we weren't specialists of online ordering. So we asked our customers, what is it that they need? What is it that they want? And we started dealing with, say, takeaways, fishmongers, butchers, wholesale people, bakery, you name it, all of that. But people kept coming back to us and saying, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? Just Eat doesn't do this. Delivery doesn't do this. Or my system doesn't do this. And the beauty about it is, because we have our team of developers, we were able to relay that to them. And if you can imagine a kid with Lego bricks just slowly adding more and more features on. So we've done this across the world, and we now have our own online platform that anybody could sell anything legal on it, which is great. But pre-COVID, we actually had to look at our system and we went, flip. We actually have a system that's better than Just Eat, that's better than Shopify, that's better than Deliveroo, that's better than most other ordering platforms there, because there's so much versatility and flexibility within the platform that we could do. So we can do shipping, postage, we can do postcode delivery, we can have pickup, pre-orders. I mean, there is an absolute inundated amount of stuff that our system does. The only thing that was different is we needed to put a new lick of paint over it, because as this building the blocks, it was quite complex within the background. Then moving forward to COVID or pre-COVID, what happened was we had already invested about £300,000 of the money that we've made put back into the system. We then looked at this option of starting to give it a new look and a new feel. And then suddenly COVID hit, and then the world went bonkers. Everybody in the world wanted online ordering systems. Everybody in the world wanted apps. Everybody wanted to engage. So we then had to sort of put that on a holding platform while we did that. And at that stage, Podium was already at a trajectory, and it just did a full lap of itself. So it really boosted us in the world and in the market. We can provide solutions now where if someone wants an online ordering system, we can link into EPOS systems. We can link into a company called DeliverX, which is a new big custom software which is out there. We can also Dropbox printers and tablets and units across the world. So yeah, we can basically get someone online within 24 to 48 hours and get them selling. And where I say bite my tongue, we now can transact up to between 8 to 10 million sales a week. And if we were taking 10% of that, that would be quite a substantial amount of money we'd be making. But no, we're very true to our form and what we believe in. And we believe in giving back and helping to the customer. But that then created the birth of our second brand, which was Podium Orders. And Podium Orders now, as I say, is a new brand in itself, and a life in itself. So from that, we have now moved into, I say, another 8 different brands. And each of those different brands are bolt-ons or add-ons that customers have requested. So we're trying to answer quite a lot of the questions and solutions which are available in the market. But the exciting thing is, every day is a school day with us. Customers can come to us tomorrow and say, I've got an idea for this, and we can build that. Because we grow and they grow over the years, we've now put ourselves, I would like to say it's been strategic, but it hasn't. That makes us sound good. What we have actually done is we cover now across 30 countries across the world, but we can now take a step back and overview all of the different businesses, all of the different industries and what's working in what country, and say, do you know what, that might work for this industry. Let's try it in there. That might work for this. So yeah, it's exciting. And every day is a new day for us. So we just keep growing and growing.
It's a great story, great journey. What would you say has been your biggest learning since becoming a business owner?
Biggest learning since becoming a business owner, it's always great. I've been in senior positions within different companies previously, but it's okay. You're dealing with their money. You're not dealing with your money. So my biggest experience is taking that leap of faith. And a big thing with me is I've always believed the mindset. The mindset is that everybody in the world should have a goal. And it's okay having a goal, but if you don't take action on that goal, nothing's going to happen. And you can sit and manifest, you can sit and do whatever you want. If you're not going to take any action, nothing's going to happen. It's very rare that suddenly something falls on to someone's lap. So my biggest learning curve is go for it. The most successful people out there, and I've worked with a few of them, are not super highly educated, are not come from lots and lots of money. They've just had, pardon my French, the balls to do it. They've just had the mindset, a goal, and go for it. And they do expect failure. I mean, success comes from failure. So don't be panicking if you try something that doesn't work out. Trust me, it's like, as I've said to someone before, it's like getting into your car, you've got your goal, you hit sat nav, your car then starts going. At the end of the day, you're not going to sit there and panic. You know you're going to reach that goal, but you might come to a junction where there's roadworks going on. You'll suddenly be rerouted and redirected. And that's the way life is. So yeah, we have goals. We'll knock the goals out of the park. We're 100% sure that we will. But yeah, every day you're chopping and changing your route to get to that final goal. So my biggest thing would be to any aspiring entrepreneur or anybody in life, no matter what it is have a goal and go for it, but you need to take action.
That sounds like some sound advice there. And if it were possible and you could give advice to your 18-year-old self, what would that be?
My 18-year-old self, I was probably a wee bit different. I was quieter. I would just say, believe in yourself, trust in yourself. You have a gut instinct. That's what guides you. And don't be scared of hearing the word no. I always joke, on what I'm renowned for, especially in the world of sales, is that I have 3 questions. Three. You normally get 3 answers for me. And one is, if you pitch someone and they go, yeah, well, okay, that's all right. Yes, I'll go for it. Or you'll get no. And then once most people hear the word no, they sort of seal up, because people, again, mindset and the way that intuition is, if you're getting people trying to sell you something, you'll automatically be on the back foot, and the answer you're expecting is no. But if you say to a customer, well, then why? It sort of startles them. And then it puts them on the back foot as well. So never give up. That's what I would have a strong advice to myself in the past. There has been opportunities that have presented themselves to me in the past. I didn't have enough belief or enough faith in myself then. Whereas, yeah, I could have done it then. But I do believe that life has taken me to this point. And I'm grateful for all of those experiences because it has made me into the person I am today.
Excellent, excellent. And would there be any offers or anything that you'd like to put out there from Podium or relating to Podium?
Well, again, with our online ordering platform, we used to charge a setup fee for that. Our online ordering platform now, for any business out there, if they want to get their business online, 0% commission. We are now charging a monthly hosting fee of £75 plus VAT. That's their whole online ordering system, no setup charge. And that basically means that they can get up and running and start selling. And I say examples of that for small businesses, especially for COVID, we've had been inundated with companies that have had to change because they weren't getting the amount of salaries, or people were made redundant, and suddenly they came up with these different ideas of making new businesses. So what has happened is you've had these wee offshoots of people starting companies. And there's been companies, there's a recent company there, for instance, a couple started selling protein balls and did well. But unfortunately, in the back end to manage that, it was a nightmare because they needed different flavors and different things. And there was a lot of wastage and a lot of time spent. So what we did was we created an online ordering system. And that online ordering system basically allows customers to go on and order. It's one avenue where they're not using WhatsApp, they're not using Messenger, they're not using about 10 different things. It's all streamlined. But on the back end of that, they can then print out exactly how much they need of what. So they're cutting down on wastage. And it's also cutting down on a huge amount of man hours because they can now deliver it to different destinations and also have pickup locations. So yes, an offer that we're doing currently is with our online ordering system, we can help any aspiring startup to do that. We do it for, as I say, a lot of the food industries, a lot of the manufacturing industries. And again, we also offer social media management solutions, and we also offer apps. There's a lot more to follow as well, but definitely keep posted.
Brilliant. Well, Ross Porter of Podium, it's been fantastic to hear about your business and your story. So thank you very much.